Hi, hello. Before we start this, I am a massive Harry Potter fan, so don't come at me in the comments. Today I'm going to cover the one thing that bothers all Harry Potter fans.
Every parent sends their kid back to school even after they've been attacked the year before.
Dobby being killed off.
Why has no one ever questioned any decision that Dumbledore has or will ever make?
Peeves wasn't in the movies and we were robbed.
Why did they miss out so many things in the movies?
J.K. Rowling can suck my non-existent dick.
I guess my biggest sort of issue with Harry Potter is the fact that J.K. Rowling just fucking hates trans people.
Hermione's age. Okay, hear me out because this might fix some inconsistencies in Harry Potter. Hermione Granger is lying. Hermione Granger is old. No, in her third year, Hermione Granger gets a ministry-granted time turner so that she can do more lessons because Hermione loves to learn. Now, according to Pottermore, where's the Pottermore entry on time turners? Oh yeah, it got mysteriously taken down around the same time The Cursed Child came out. But that's just a coincidence, right? It's not. But more on that later. Overlooking that, Hermione Granger used a time turner to get more schooling. That means every single day she would go back in time and relive part of that day, just in a separate part of Hogwarts. Now, from what I do remember from the article, is that time turners do affect your age. Meaning you do age the time that you go back in time for, and maybe more, meaning that time affects your body differently. So today I'm going to do the maths and work out her age. Or rather, phone someone I know, like Asha, who uses maths in her everyday job, rather than me doing it on my own, because I haven't done maths in 10 years and I struggle to give change in my day job. First, we try to work out her school year, rather than working out what happens when, because J.K. Rowling hasn't written a school plan for a book largely set in a school, but she has said that before toilets, people just shat their pants and then magicked it away, so there's that. We just split it up in weekdays, weekends and holidays because we assumed that she would go back less frequently in the times that she had off. She loves to learn, but she is still a kid. If you're wondering, classes start on the 3rd of September, then she stayed in school over the Christmas period. We assumed that she took off Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Then she started back in school on the 3rd of Jan. Canonically that year, it was 1994. Not that it matters of a canon at all for J.K. Rowling, but Easter holidays that year would have been 26th of March until the 13th of April. Then exams start on the first week of June, and on the second week of June they get their results. But we assumed that 3 weeks before the exams, she would have studied really, really hard and gone back more because that year her Bogart was McGonagall handing her a fail grade. So she really feared failing that year. Now with that in mind, all we need to find out is what limits the Ministry put on her time turner that she received. The Ministry puts a 1 hour reversal charm onto each and every time turner, of which you can use a maximum of 5 hours at a time. I remember J.K. wrote a whole article on Pottermore about time turners, about how the magic was dangerous and that going back further than the recommended was fatal. She even wrote a whole article about a woman who went back further than the recommended, years even, and it proved to be fatal. She aged like mad in a short space of time. That's why it got deleted. With that info, canonically, Cursed Child does not make sense. One thing at a time. Right. There are 184 days of actual teaching with 7 days of them being the exams. So let's assume that on those days, just to be safe, she went back the full 5 hours. That's 920 hours. Then let's take the holidays and the weekends and assume that she only went back 2 hours a day. Then let's take the 3 weeks before the actual exams and the week of exams themselves and just add an extra 2 hours onto them after she's lived the full 5 hours that she's allowed. Assuming that once she's lived the 5 hours, she's allowed to later on in the day, after her lessons and stuff, use it again to go back in time. With that info, we got 106 days, so 212 hours. Add that all together, and you get a total of 1,132 hours, which, people still watching the video, is a grand total of 47 days. She's only a month and a half older. No, that's fine, because with this info, we can fix another one of the things that have been bugging everyone about Harry Potter.
Are we just going to ignore the fact that Neville could have been the chosen one to defeat Voldemort? It was a 50-50 chance.
Films miss out all the cool stuff that's in the books.
The Cursed Child, and more specifically, knowing that Voldemort and Bellatrix got it on.
They need 4 massive tables in the Great Hall, but there's only ever like 6 kids in Harry's dormitory? What?
When Harry gets his Hogwarts letter, and they all come flying in through the room, don't try and jump up and grab one. Just bend over and pick one up. There's like about 400 on the floor. Just take one. Take 5.
Harry Potter is weak, pathetic, and just needs to grow a vagina, because his balls are pretty pathetic.
Dumbledore's age. Damn it. Dumbledore was born in 1881. In an interview, J.K. said that he died around the age of 150. In the books, he died in 1997, which would have made him 116. That's a 34-year age gap. Surely, J.K. can't be that bad at canon again. So, feeling lost and dejected, I asked Asha to work out how long it would take for Dumbledore to gain 34 years, only using the time turner twice at its full recommended limit every single day. And it came to 81 years, which seems like useless information, except Ariana Dumbledore died when she got caught in the misfire between a 3-way duel between her 2 older brothers and Grindelwald. That was in 1899. That was also the year that Dumbledore graduated. An exact 81 years later was when Voldemort got thwarted by Harry Potter for the first time when he was a baby. Painstakingly going back in time twice a day, every day for 81 years, making sure he knew everything that happened for sure. You can't go back in time and change anything, but you can go back in time and learn stuff. Which has always bugged me, by the way. If every aura in the entirety of the Ministry had a time turner, they could go back in time and learn who the murderer was, or learn who did the crime, and then everyone would be caught. Voldemort would have been caught way before he got to power. He would have been caught when he murdered someone and blamed it on his dad. How did Albus Dumbledore become such a great wizard? By having a 34-hour day every day for 81 years, only stopping when his supposed new evil was thwarted by a little Harry Potter. This might explain why he aged so much between when we see him in the films in 1926 and when he meets Tom Riddle for the first time 11 years later. Time magic does that, it ages you weird. Like I said, it's a stretch, and anytime time travel is introduced into anything, rules normally go out the window, and this is probably most definitely a mistake by JK. But if so, this might be one fix. Don't even get me started on McGonagall though. How she turned up in Fantastic Beasts even though she wasn't born yet is beyond me, but if she can change all the canon just to get a Broadway play, then you betcha she's going to change the whole canon just to have a weird cameo in a film. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you so much to everyone who participated and said much better things that bugged them than I did. And also thank you, Asha, for putting so much work into this video. Honestly, Asha is the MVP of this whole vlog. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing and sharing this about so I can tell my nana that I have friends. Bye!